What is going on, everybody? We are back on it. One Piece live action season finale, episode 8. Sorry it took a little bit, had a lot kind of going on, and this was just dragging, and we just need to crank this last episode out and get it done. Hopefully my mic holds up for this. I've been noticing in some of my other videos my audio is not picking up, so I don't know if the headphones are finally just tapping on out or what. Speaking of headphones, y'all have any gaming headphones, mic headphone suggestions? Feel free to leave those in the comments. Jumping into here, we had our Luffy help me Arlong stab moment last episode in the Avengers Assembled. I'm not a fan of kind of how like majority of the kind of like the decent fights have all been happening in the dark. And it looks like this is going to be another nighttime setting. I mean, I guess it helps with the CGI in a darker setting, but it kind of takes away from, like, you know, the colors and everything that One Piece has to offer, and like what things look like, and this and this. But I'm sure there's a reason they're choosing to go for it in the nighttime settings. So I'm assuming, because I don't think they knew at the time, but it's already been greenlit for a season 2, so we know we're gonna get that. I'm curious, does the season leave off kind of like, oh, this is what comes next, or does it kind of hard cap it? And then we're going to kind of open into something for next season. We're going to defeat Arlong. I'm curious if there's any kind of other unexpected parts added to this. Does Garp show up? Does Mihawk show up again? Do we see any type of hint at a warlord or anything wild like that? What's the fate of some characters? I have absolutely no idea. But let's see what we got. Okay.
And I'm going to use it to rule these seas.
I want to see Fishman like low-key kind of take over, though.
You'll pay me 100 and your town will have your freedom.
Thought he was supposed to be a man of his word. Thought he's supposed to be a man of his word. Ooh, it's daytime. Okay, cool. Cool.
Please keep my promises.
It's daytime. Yeah, he says he always keeps his promises and shit. Alright, good. We're gonna get the fight in sunlight, hopefully.
Can you ever forgive us?
There's nothing to forgive.
It's building. The anticipation is building.
The village is my home.
Then it's our turn to sacrifice. We're done living in fear. We're gonna march.
What can you do?
If those fishmen want to fight,
That's not a fight. That's
You'll
a
just
massive
lose. That's what I'm saying. You
overkill.
just lose, man. You just lose.
I say we die trying to fight for it.
Sometimes power is power, and you don't have power.
Right, guys? Finally, I get to cut something.
But how are we
Oh,
gonna beat
God.
Arlong? We saw what
I
he did to us.
hate.
Every creature has a weakness.
Even bulletproof ones?
I'll know it when I see it.
I hate what they do to Zoro's character.
When I do,
Ooh, finally I can cut something.
I won't hesitate.
Ooh, the last cut screen we get. I'll give them that. I'm loving what they do with the customized cut screens every episode. It kind of reminds me of in the anime when they do kind of like the halfway marks, and like every Straw Hat has their kind of like cutscene panels. There's old Mouse Boy.
How fares the 16th branch?
Very well, thank you.
This corrupt mouse piece of shit. Are the whiskers real?
Your men can stay behind.
Are the whiskers real? I don't know. I'd hope it's not a grown man that has like glued on whiskers, right? Fight! Can't see shit.
Hell is this? Be stupid enough to attack us.
Here we go. It's time. The climax of the entire season. Finally, I get to cut something. Yeah, he said, let me get to high ground and get the hell up out of here. Okay. They got a little blood splat going. Okay, he definitely scaled the hell out of that. Are we even recovered for this, by the way? I'm talking from a Zoro standpoint. Are you even recovered for this type of work? I totally forgot that Usopp does run out there with that guy. Man's still got the booze in his hand, by the way. Just throw that, man. You don't need it. You're just gonna run, he's gonna catch you. Shoot back. Oh. You know what I kind of don't mind, though?
Your world government fear my people. So
How much, like,
you forced us.
the Fishman stuff has been awful.
Do anything. Everyone should be free to
The Fishman stuff has been awful. But I do kind of... What he talks about here, like what he really hammers home, I support the movement. I support what you're going for.
Putting 2 slices of bread together.
Not wrong.
Someone's feeling threatened. Shut up! Then get me back to my body. We're close. I can feel my toes. Trust me, I can help you guys win this thing.
Just give it. Just
Glenn, if you screw us over.
Ow, God.
give him his body back and get over it.
Yes.
We're not gonna carry around his head forever, are we? Nice. That was kind of dope.
Yes. Oh, so much better than I even remembered. Hey, so, I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, sorry, kiddos. I'd love to make things right, but it's time to exit stage left.
We're not chasing. Did he just drop an F-bomb? I gotta go back and listen to that. Here we go again with the bullets.
Alcohol does.
Shoot it!
Special attack! Exploding star!
That was violent. Okay, buddy. In the water. Out the water. Oh dang, so we're actually gonna have to try against him, huh? I forget who the matchups were. Oh shit, in the anime.
Get her cry.
Our navigator cry. Is he bleeding? Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. If he can bleed, we can kill him. Take my new row of teeth real quick. Ah, there we go. I guess Zoro pass. Sanji, we're fresh, bro. I need help here. Better get those maps off the wall. Hit another one. Quickly. Quickly. Kicking the shit out of those pillars. Take the maps down. Take the maps down. I don't know how Arlong wouldn't have gotten those maps like photocopied or something. I know they got that technology here. We've got talking snails. Transponders. Tell me I can't take a picture of those maps.
Did pretty good in here. Good job, guys.
Oh, that guy's done after those kicks? Oh.
Tommy!
You're all okay.
Where's Luffy?
That was good.
Still inside.
Oh, lordy. Nice. I feel like he still doesn't show me anything that would make me think that Luffy's going to get the better of Arlong yet. He even admitted saying, you know, I don't even think I can beat you, but I can at least, like, tear this down. Oh. That's him. Timothy. Is that it?
You are our friend! We are your crew!
Sanji, what are you laughing at? You've been here for like 2 days. Relax. It can't be that easy. That was way too easy. No shot he goes out like that. That was it? What did they do? Like, put C Prism handcuffs on? What? Creepy in person. Like when Sanji does it in the anime, it's like, oh, that's kind of funny.
That place is different.
Three cheers for Captain Usopp! We couldn't have done it without him!
Okay, I'm still dumbfounded. Like, that was really it. I was like, oh, we got like 30 plus minutes left. Oh, shiitake mushrooms. Okay. Now we're just disobeying orders.
What did you say?
Now we're just disobeying.
Narusa,
So leave.
realize there are severe
I was about to say, so Kobe, you can just leave. We'll strip your titles. You'll never be able to join the Marines again. See ya. Like, what?
Really my thing.
Because he could capture all of them right here, right now, couldn't he? I'm just thinking from a power standpoint, he could.
Then show me what you've got.
But they're going to have Luffy defeat him, no? He could take all of them right now. Where they're at power-wise. Here we go. I'd love to see him just palm him right in the top of the head. Woof! That was better. I'm really glad that they're showing Garp's power here, because
I don't know how dangerous the world is.
the way that was going, I was like, dang, they're just gonna have Luffy dot him up to prove a point.
Grand.
It's Roger's laugh. He doesn't like to see that. Yep. He did not like that shit. Now we're all laughing. Everybody laugh quickly. Ha ha ha. Ha. Well, now what?
Have it your way.
We just let him go.
Lower your weapons.
What did we do about old Mouse Boy? But the Straw Hats are wanted pirates, by the way, Garp. You too have to follow orders
Be able to change your mind.
at some point.
Yep.
And they've all
I've gone a little bit easier.
Where's
chosen
the fun in that?
not to capture them. They've let them go. Kuma's let them go. Okaji's let them go. Others have let them go. So do we get to a point where we get to a Marine
You're on your own now.
that does not see the better of them or what they want to become, or is like, I capture pirates.
I'm not.
I don't give a damn if they're good sometimes, bad sometimes. I want to see a Marine that's like, we're not just letting them go. Like hardcore, nose in the book. You know, they don't think they're funny. They don't see any promise in them. I want to see like a Marine actually pursue them with the intent to capture and or kill. He's very
Not a good
lucky.
idea either.
Because any other, like, Vice Admiral or Admiral, you know,
Here's your friend.
he gives them an order. Kobe just straight up, like, says, no, I'm not. They're going to flip in, put him on the they're going to put him on the hit list. You're not able to join.
You did it.
You can never be a Marine again. Like, he's willing to give all that up to
Resume's last act of revenge.
disobey an order, right? So, like, where does Kobe draw... like, in Kobe's journey, because I don't know what becomes of Kobe in the anime, where does he draw the line? Because Garp says, you know,
This is goodbye then.
I don't go up any higher. He's like, I could be admiral or fleet commander, whatever is above him. He's like, I don't take that position because I like to be able to do what I want to do. You know, I like to be able to go against the rules, make my own rules, say no, etc.
Be a good Marine.
So what's Kobe's plan?
Be a good pirate.
Does he just pick and choose what might seem like, oh, this person seems good, so I won't capture them? It's a very fine line. It's tough because it's like a police officer thing. It's like, you know, maybe you want to see the good in people. Maybe you do. So are we just not arresting this person? Like, but you want to be a police? Like, where do you? I don't know. That seems like a very fine line you're trying to dance on. Everyone's like, that boy Luffy. I knew he could always be a criminal. Look at his wanted poster. I feel like that's what I feel like when I see that, like, they show it in the anime too. When people back home will see what their wanted posters are and what their bounties are up to, and they're all like proud of it. Like, oh, I knew it. I knew they could be a criminal. I loved Usopp when he was growing up. Look at him now. Out there being a pirate, bounty on his head, criminal and all. What a guy. They're hanging him up in the fucking kitchen and shit. It's wild. Ooh, on top of buggies.
30 million?
Higher than you.
I'll kill the little shit myself.
Oh,
If you don't, I will.
Avita. Hey girl, where you been? Okay, so maybe they'll have something going together, which they do. Alright, so we're gonna catch up with everybody, huh? Who's Mihawk going to look at?
This is
Shanks.
an unusual place for a man of your
Shanks.
stature.
What's the power level between these two?
Come on, lads.
I don't know.
We're in the presence of a mighty warlord of the sea. Show a little.
I don't know power levels between any of them, honestly. I think I've been hinted at that, like,
On the move for a duel today.
Shanks easily wipes the floor with Mihawk,
Bit hungover.
but I honestly don't know. Ha 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 ha, because he's got one arm, ha.
He really did it.
Not even on an island, like, they're just on some washed up cave.
He's a pirate. He's a captain.
I guess we better watch our backs.
Ha 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 ha.
Bring out the result.
Set the main.
Oh, yeah. His picture, his Jolly Roger. Nice. Looks good. See, like, these things they do well. Oh, they're doing that little,
Cast off ceremony.
they're putting the feet. Yeah. I was like, what are they doing?
I'm gonna find the old blue.
Gonna become the strongest swordsman. Gonna become king of the pirates.
I'm gonna be king of the pirates.
Nice. Oh, he actually smiled.
I'm gonna be the world's greatest swordsman.
I'm gonna draw a map of the world.
And you? And you? I know how you got 2 shades lighter as you got older, but
Become a brave warrior of the sea. Our way.
you'd be surprised. There's a lot that's gonna stand in your way. Ooh, there goes the soundtrack. Oh? We're gonna see somebody? Oh, it's Smoker. We're gonna see his face. We're gonna get to see his face? No? Okay. Fair enough. Let's... I guess what do we want... How would you guys rather take it? When people are like, you want the good news or the bad news? I want the bad news first, typically. And then, you know, break me down and then pick me back up. So... just off rip. The whole live action... So I haven't seen all the, you know, live actions of things. I've never seen Dragon Ball Evolution. I've seen scenes of it. I know what people are talking about, but I've never seen it start to finish. I've never seen, you know, the Avatar, you know, live action that they did. I know there's a couple other things out there. But what I do know is, for the most part, the consensus is, you know, live actions are, they're not good. They're terrible. They're pretty bad. No one's been able to do it yet. And I saw a lot on Twitter, because, you know, all the episodes, Twitter and YouTube and everything, honestly. Because all the episodes came out at once, so everybody was able to kind of crank them out. The consensus was pretty much, you know, they finally did it. This is the best live action. But is it the best live action? Or is it good? It's up for interpretation. You know, wow, they hit every mark, you know, yada yada, like, you know how it is. You know how it is. And that was kind of my thing. It's like, regardless of if this is good or bad, do you think we'll actually get an accurate review from people? Because, you know, what One Piece is and how well it's loved, and people will die to defend One Piece. Just like everything, you know, people will die to defend Naruto and whatever, any other big three, whatever. If it's your favorite, you'll defend it. But One Piece is so big that people will burn before they let any kind of bad mouthing come to it. But for me, off rip, thinking about it, I would give this a 6 out of 10. I was gonna say 5.5, but it was slightly better than that. If you want to say 6 to 6.5, that's probably much what I would give it out of 10. Wasn't a horrible time. It was slightly above average. It wasn't anything I was looking forward to, but I didn't mind watching it. I thought they did some good. I thought they did more bad than good. Just from a... And again, it's hard because you have expectations coming into this show of certain character designs, personalities, storylines, plot points, what you visualize things looking like in your head. So whether that's good or bad, there's really no way to detach that. Now, unless you've never read One Piece or watched One Piece anime, if you're coming into this and this is your only experience to One Piece, then you don't come in with that. You're coming in with a fresh slate and you can just judge it how you judge it. As a pirate show. And I'm curious what some people thought. Would they give their accurate review to it so they don't get bashed to hell and back online? That's again a different question. But just I thought some choices of what they chose to CGI and what they didn't, what they chose to do practical with and what they didn't, like a lot of it missed. More of it missed than more of it hit. It's like some things like, whoa, they chose to do CGI on that but then chose to do practical on that. That the fisherman looked horrible. That's just, I felt like it looked horrible from the trailer. I felt like it looked horrible from the first time we saw Arlong and some of them step on to the scene. And through the whole thing, it didn't translate to me. Now I know they went practical with it. I don't know what else they could have, but I don't want to, because that's the thing I see a lot with any stories. People are like, well, it's as good as they could have done given XYZ circumstances. And I can't answer that question because I don't know what goes into a lot of these things. I'm like, is that the best they could have done? I have absolutely no idea. But I thought the fisherman looked horrible. I thought the way Arlong was portrayed was really rough. And when they come in with that hip hop music, so I thought the fisherman just completely missed. What else did we not like? Just what they did to some people's personality. Zoro's personality was awful. Almost hard to watch him on screen sometime. Because he was just very dry. There was like no depth to him. He's like, oh, I can use a sword. Oh, anybody got a drink? Oh, I can finally kill something. And that was it. There was very, very little depth to him that we got. We got a couple moments, and the moments that they showed us, like, it was good. But we didn't get much of it at all. Nami's character came around a little bit. I didn't like the way they were going with her at first, because she was, again, also, like, monotone. No personality. Not giving us anything. Usopp, they went with a completely different route. They did show him being, like, I guess you could say a coward, but it wasn't the over-the-top crying. And I was curious how they were going to adapt to that, because you can get away with that in anime when you can pull his jaw down to here and have tears streaming out of his eyes and have him screaming at the top of his lungs. But can you do that live action? Probably not. So I didn't hate the way they translated his character. I liked... Sanji was my favorite crew adaptation up until the point that he joined the crew. Once they started trying to bring the, I guess the pervertness out of him, it was very like, ooh, oh. It was like, it was a little too cringe to watch live on screen. When it's on the anime, it's kind of funny, because, they have him floating, they give him hard eyes, they have him, like, screaming, making cute noises at the top of his lungs. It's like, oh, there's Sanji again. When they did it here, like, this episode when he was talking to Nami's sister, he's like, maybe I can give you some private lessons. I was like, ooh, I didn't like that. So that was that. So I thought Zoro was the worst. Nami was a close second, but she came around there a little bit at the end. I don't feel anything positive or negative about Usopp's. Sanji started off strong. He was my favorite, and then it kind of tailed off there. And then Luffy. It didn't feel like the Luffy that I know. He wasn't as much of an idiot here. I don't know. It was just some of the line delivery, the kind of it was tough. It was tough. Again, I don't think any of them were adapted greatly. I guess if I had to just vote on one, it would be Sanji, but he fell off there a bit. So maybe Nami's came around a little bit. The crew kind of had their ups and downs. So, you know, we had the crew personality, the fisherman that looked awful. The CGI was a real hit and miss on a lot of things. Garp was odd. But again, that's because I have an idea of him in my head. It's like, what are we going for here? He's so set on, like, I'm not going to let Luffy become this. And that's just kind of is what it is for the most part. I think that's all we have negative-wise. It's just the crew and their personality. Some plot points they chose to go with hit, and some plot points they chose to go with didn't hit. A lot of just... When I started this, I was on the fence about it. And now that it's over, I'm still on the fence about it. Like, I wasn't swayed. I guess you could say I'm on the positive side of the fence if I'm at a 6. But not very... I'm not off the fence. I've, like, put one of my legs down on the ground, but I'm still, like, hanging on to the top of the fence. Some of the good, I thought Buggy looked good. Thought that really hit. I thought Kaya's personality, just her I thought Kaya was the highlight of the entire season to me. The translation from, you know, animated to screen. I don't know why, because we didn't get much of her. But I thought hers was a really good adaptation, even better. I thought Kalehodo was great. I love that translation and that personality. I thought that was good. I thought that really hit. Mihawk was a little eh. He's a little too kind of just like posh, standoffish. Like, oh, if I have to, like, oh, this is dreadful. It's like, it's eh. I thought some of the best parts of like animation and fights was when Mihawk came onto the scene. It was going crazy, slicing ships from the shore. That was pretty great. And let me talk about this real quick. Does anybody else feel like the Arlong stuff was anticlimactic there at the end? What did we really get? Other than Luffy hitting with like 1 punch, 2 punch, like, oh shit, Luffy punched him in the mouth and he regrew his teeth back. But then Luffy's like, oh, I guess I can't beat you. So they start just like busting up the pillars, and then it falls and that's it? I felt like I was like, surely that's not it. But we just, boom, got off of that shit real quick. Yeah, I thought that was a very big letdown, because that was the climax of the season right there. Like, that Arlong stuff had been building since, what, episode 2, 3? Whenever we saw, you know, the fishermen show up to Buggy's tent, and Nami was calling into somebody, and I felt like the fight was very anticlimactic. I feel like they cranked it. The Arlong conflict was solved within the first 15 minutes of this episode. Wild to see. So I felt like that was a miss. I'm trying to think of some other positives that we had. I thought the sword fighting was pretty good for the most part. The fighting was okay. It was standard, just your run-of-the-mill TV show action movie kind of fighting. Nothing too crazy, nothing over the top. A lot of stunt double stuff. Luffy's actor being so skinny that when they subbed him in, you definitely noticed, because the kid is literally like a string bean. And you could sub somebody in that's like close to his stature, but he's so small that anybody you sub in is going to look bigger than him. Anytime they had him doing flips or back handsprings, the guy's arms like tripled in size compared to, and you know, you get it. I did like how they didn't let Luffy defeat Garp for Garp to like let him go. It was more words and kind of doing that whole type of thing. I was like, are they really going to show him being stronger than him right there? It's like, I really won't like that. I thought the Zeph stuff was good with the ship and the food and the cooking and the restaurant. I thought that was good. I thought Don Craig looked kind of cool for the 15 seconds he was on screen. Smoker looked interesting. We didn't get to see a face, so I'm curious kind of how that'll look. And just a lot of questions going forward. Again, I came into it thinking it was kind of probably going to be average, but given the name One Piece on it, and knowing that he's involved in kind of every piece of it, that even if it was like average / slightly below average, it was going to get boosted to the moon on, you know, reviews, reactions, likes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for them. Like, I thought it was just going to skyrocket, and it did. People were going insane for this. not even calling it the best adaptation. A lot of people are calling it the best show of the year. Like, hey, that's just what they be saying. So it's interesting. Thought it was all over the place. Thought it was just a mixing pot of some good, some bad, packaged, and here you go. It felt like One Piece, but didn't feel like One Piece, but kind of did. But like I said, I didn't hate watching it, but it wasn't like, oh man, I gotta see what happens next. You know, there's nothing that kind of drew me in like that. Now going forward, I don't know if they've said anything about us, like, because I already know it's been confirmed for season 2. Are they going to give us more episodes? Is it going to be the same thing? Is it going to be a bigger budget? I don't know. Maybe the bigger budget will allow things to look better because Chopper's coming up. How are they going to plan to do that? Is it going to be practical, like the Fishmen? Just all, you know, animatronic, real fur type shit? Or are they going to CGI him? Is it going to be like Sonic the Hedgehog CGI? Is it going to be like Detective Pikachu CGI? And the thing is, like, he's going to be on screen with them. So it's not like a quick thing you can have on screen, have off screen. You know, he's going to be on screen for 10 seconds like they did that big giant sea monster with Shanks and Kid Luffy. It's like, all right, we're going to have him on screen. We'll make him look really good for this 20 seconds. We don't have to put him back on screen again. You know, we'll really detail this out, get him in, get him out. He's going to be involved with the crew, interacting with real people. So if you have this CGI thing that's on... place him on real sets around real people, it's gonna look, I don't know, that's what they signed up for, so figure that shit out. Present it as best as you can and we'll judge it accordingly and see how it looks. And then the whole Drum Island stuff, are we gonna see the other Zoan type guy that's able to transform? I forget his name, and I forget what the pirate's name is on Drum Island, that he's opening his mouth and like just eating things. Are we gonna show that? Chopper transforms as well. How's that gonna look? Are we gonna run into Laboon? What are they gonna do for that giant whale? There's a lot. I don't know what all they plan to tackle in season 2 or what they've been greenlit for, but there's a lot. I don't want to sit here and harp on it too much. I would say my best things that I enjoyed. Kaya was great. Really enjoyed her the best. Thought Kalihoro was the best. I like his translation and interpretation the best. Sanji started out strong, kind of got weird there at the end. Nami came on, like, she grew on me as the season went. Buggy looked good, like the set pieces that they did with that. Some of the set pieces were good. The wanted posters they did, like cutting them off the screen when people would walk up, that was pretty cool. Zoro was a miss. Luffy was a miss. Arlong was a big ol' miss. Garp was just weird the whole time. Just weird. Mihawk came a little too standoffish, but his action scenes were cool. And it was just a jumbled mess. And it was slightly above average, and that's pretty much where I'll leave it. I'm very curious what you guys think of that whole thing. Just getting great reviews, and hey, if people enjoy it, you enjoy it. Who am I to say what you should or shouldn't enjoy? Just a random guy on the internet, you know? But we'll leave it there and see what you guys think. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,